Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Ezenwo Nyesom Wike, has acknowledged the unwavering support he has received from the President of the Federation, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying it has helped him to succeed in his job as Minister of the FCT. Barrister Wike, who spoke in Abuja on Wednesday, August 21, 2024, during a media parley with some select journalists marking his first year in office, said President Tinubu has given him everything he requires to work and succeed as Minister of the FCT. He said the President has not interfered with the running of the FCT and has rather stood by him in the difficult decisions he has taken so far as Minister. The FCT Minister, who described the ongoing provision of infrastructure in the FCT as a revolution, said it could not have been achieved without the strong leadership and backing of the President. He also disclosed that the support of the President for the withdrawal of the FCT from the Treasury single account, as well as establishment of the FCT Civil Service Commission, in addition to the inclusion of youths and women in governance, were some of the key policies initiatives that have helped to translate the renewed hope agenda of the President into dividends of good governance in the FCT. The FCT Minister further disclosed that President Tinubu has also increased the financial threshold for capital projects in the FCT from 1.5 billion naira to 10 billion naira, which he said has helped to eliminate unnecessary bottlenecks and ensure the timely delivery of infrastructural projects. Consequently, the minister said a lot of projects were currently in the process of being procured, adding that the nation's capital was on the verge of witnessing a huge transformation that will positively impact the people. He further disclosed that the provision of road infrastructure will cut across the city center and the satellite towns. Inclusive among the road projects to be executed, according to the FCT minister, are the 18-kilometer link road between Yanya, Orozo and Kashi to Apo, as well as a dualized road from Kuje Township to Gwagwalada Area Council in the southern flank of the city. He said the road projects, when completed, will help to decongest the Abuja city center and improve the lives of residents in the satellite towns, as well as encourage agricultural activities. He said development is not restricted to the cities alone, as rural areas will see huge impact in the next year. The minister equally revealed plans to collaborate with private sector in the provision of roads to new districts to encourage real estate development in order to address the challenging of housing deficit. He also disclosed the FCT administration has improved security in the nation's capital, thereby making the city more secure and comfortable for its inhabitants. He said the overall objective of the administration is to make Abuja one of the best cities in the world, where people can stay comfortable and secured, and thanked President Tinubu for the confidence reposed in him to carry out the task of transforming the city. On agriculture, the minister, who stated that the FCT has a comparative advantage in the production of rice, yam and cashew, said rural roads were being constructed as part of the inclusive agricultural policies of the FCT to provide access to farmlands in the rural areas. He added the FCT was also considering the option of partnership with the private sector, leveraging the vast arable land to increase food production. Let me start with you, Ndamzi. Quick review of the FCT minister's projects and the things that, have been alluded to him that he has done so far in the FCT. Now, Ndamzi, you are a regular visitor in FCT. Abuja is not new to you. You're not a stranger there. In your opinion, have you seen clear difference? The things stated by the FCT minister, can you verify of a truth that those things are not just mere hearsay?
Yes, of course. I will firstly start by congratulating the FCT minister on his 1 year in office as the 17th Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. It is a known fact that the FCT minister, it's a great achiever. When he was governor of Rivers State, he was nicknamed Mr. Project. And he has replicated, and he is continually replicating that in Abuja. Yes, I am aware that the FCT minister have constructed the Southern Parkway linking the Christian Center to Ring Road 1. Okay. That's about a 9-kilometer highway. And he has also constructed Saburi 1 and Saburi 2 road, linking also joining the Ring Road 1 and 2. And also, the FCT minister have also constructed a gigantic project from the Villa roundabout, linking the Ring Road 2, connecting every part of Abuja. And it did not only stop on road construction, he has also extended his magnificent work to various schools in Abuja, like the local education authority in Gariki, Asokoro district, JSSS, yes, in Gariki. So the man have touched almost every part of Abuja. The metro line also, he has constructed 5.7-kilometer road linking the metro line to metro access road linking lot 2 and lot 11. So he has done marvelously well, and there are over 189 internal roads ongoing.
189.
189.
Verifiable.
Yes,
fact.
Of course. I have a friend who is a project manager in one of those construction sites.
Okay.
Yeah, my last visit to Abuja, we had a very, lengthy discussion, and, he showed me proof of what is going on. Even when we drove around the next day, I saw proof of what the FCT minister is doing in Abuja. 189 internal roads, totaling 57.2 kilometers. That's a very huge project. The man have done marvelously well on metro line. You can everybody knows how that metro station was. Prior to this administration, it was a death trap. In fact, hoodlums took over that axis. You can't move freely. And also, he did a very magnificent job on Day International Market Road. That's about 11-kilometer road. Functioning. Day used to be a den of hoodlums, but with the new touch of what the FCT minister have done in Day, now market women and men can easily convey goods and services to the city center. So, what FCT minister Nyesom Wike have done in Abuja is incomparable. No FCT minister in the history of this federation have done that. The man have touched every facet. And we are also aware that the judges' quarters, the bid is ongoing. There are internal roads out there which is over 120 link roads that will be done. And the list is just ongoing. We can attest that he's a performer, and we believe in what he can do. I know that before the end of this first tenure, Abuja will show where the face of an international community.
Interesting.
I can assure.
Interesting. Barrister Sims, what do you have to say to that? Do not forget again that I also want you to look at the angle of security, because he talked about security, and you can't take away the fact that security has been an issue in Nigeria. And do not forget as well that there was a time, bandits were operating in Abuja. Now, FCT minister is saying that in terms of security, he has been applauding himself. So now I want you to also look at it, periscope on that as well, while you give your own statement.
All right. Thank you. First of all, I want to say congratulations to His Excellency Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, the first FCT minister from the South. I'm sorry I have to be local when it gets to that point, because there was a point that when I was in Abuja, the FCDA area was a no-go area for me because I felt I did not belong there. All the ministers, both in the military time and civilian times, were all from other parts of Nigeria, but from the South, we never had. So I felt when I walked past the building, I said, oh, this place is not for me. It's for these people. But we came, and in the wisdom of the present administration, federal, they had to appoint His Excellency Nyesom Wike as the Minister of FCT. And from the time of his appointment to date, 1 year now, it has been a robust activities all over the place. Like my colleague here said, I did not reel out again more of what he has done. But I want to first of all say about the pack and pay.
Pack and pay, yes.
Yesterday I listened and I watched the interview he granted the press conference he had. He talked about the pack and pay. I went there. I didn't understand what that was until he now explained. The wisdom of what he did was that, how do you park your cars in your premises, your business premises, then you pay? That is number one. Then number two is that he made inquiries on who is behind this contraption, because I call it a contraption because it was, a hollow pipe, a conduit on which the finances of the FCT and the federal government were being siphoned and drained without people paying attention to it. How be it that when you do this humongous amount of money you collect, you take 80% and give 20% to government? I never see that kind of arrangement. That was voodoo type, sharing formula, that only, the mafia kingdom will not even allow that to happen, sir. So he said that has been taken off. And I called some people, some of my colleagues and my relations in Abuja, as I yesterday, and they were jubilating. They said that has been a kind of a burden and a yoke on their neck, a rope, as if they were going to hang them to asphyxiation. That for the removal of this is a big burden, because they knew how much they were paying on daily and weekly basis when you will park your car in front of your house or your premises, as the case may be. So that is kudos to him. Then going to security area, as the case may be. Abuja, those days we were scared going to Abuja. Kidnapping, armed robbery. I heard a friend of mine was even killed in Abuja. That was 2 years ago. Robbers came. I said, what? Robbers in Abuja? And I was wondering. And he was staying in a choice area. Robbers came in there, eliminated him. Some of our friends who were there said, look, Abuja is not as safe as we think. But today, when I called them, they said Abuja is safe right now, relatively safe, and they can do their businesses as the case may be. Because Abuja was turning, gradually to Lagos, where you drive on traffic, some hoodlums will come and, harass you as motorists, snatch your phones, etc. Those things are things of the past. Then, you not talk about, like my colleague talked about, the development infrastructures that you have. Abuja FCT was modeled after a city in Australia called Canberra. That is the prototype of what Abuja was, made after. And you had green zones, you had areas that you cannot go and begin to build concrete, as the case may be. But Abuja was now mangled and dismembered. For decades. I lived in Abuja during the Babangida Abacha era, down to Absalami, etc., as case may be. But I'll be frequently traveling to Abuja. Abuja now became a city that was a city of hoodlums, a city that was not organized. You see, places like Yanyan, Karo, Dede, as he mentioned, as the case may be, and other suburbs were just like Soweto beside Johannesburg in South Africa. Because what am I talking about Johannesburg and Soweto? Johannesburg share border with Soweto. In Joburg, you see everything there. Flashing lights, extravagant lifestyle, good living, etc. But driving down about 15 kilometers eastwards, you see squalor and poverty. Same replicated itself in Abuja. Like Yanya. Yanya became a squalor. Yanya became a cesspit of poverty, grime, and crime. But the last time I visited, I found out that Yanya has been torn open. Yanya has now become a place people will boldly go and say, I live or reside in Yanya in FCT. In those days, when you mention Yanya, they look at you as a criminal. Because it's a suburb like Soweto. So, but today, due to the openings in the last 1 year of the administration of Nyesom Wike, those areas have been torn open like I normally say. In terms of agriculture, I remember vividly when I was still living in Abuja, we normally eat fresh corn before other people begin to eat all about part of the country because of the kind of agricultural reforms or whatever they had naturally there. You know, corn grow in Abuja. You know, rainfall very well in Abuja if you are there. Abuja is a place where you have a good measure of rainfall, you know, as the case may be. So we're eating those. So, like he said in his press conference, that they are looking in wants not, you know, go into Gari processing, corn, etc., which is the area they specialize. Because in everything that you have to do in agriculture, there are areas that you have to specialize, and you have what we call area of interest. And that is what he has, you know, put down, you know, there. So far, also, it is through the administration of Excellency Nyesom Wike that we now understood how Abuja should operate. Under Section 299, he said Abuja is like a state in Nigeria, like a state in Nigeria. So we were of the opinion that it should therefore operate as a state. And under his administration, Abuja has seen, you know, the glory days. And that is, I'm talking about that there was no Civil Service Commission in the FCT before. You can browse it. It was introduced by the Wike administration in Abuja. It's on record. And it's also on record that Abuja is the only state now that has a metro line that is working. The one we saw in one of the states here is hanging there like the Sphinxes in Egypt. It's like a monument that tourists go and see every day, monumental waste. But for those of us, I went to Abuja, I saw how a metro line should operate. And I saw public transportation in place in mood and gear. These are kudos that we get and have to give to the administration of Nyesom Wike in Abuja. He has done very well. I say it's an advertising phenomenon, as the case may be. And I believe that is the reason why you see the president of Nigeria has so much confidence in him. Because for 2-3 times, never before happened, I've seen President Tinubu or a president of Nigeria going to commission projects, you know, done by a minister of the FCT. So many things that we would have said, but time will not allow us. But I know that in everything that has happened in Abuja today, look at the FCDA. The FCDA has been ethnically divested. That is, if you go to section 14 sub 3, says that all appointments will be on that particular federal character. Before, it was populated solely by a group from a particular part of the country. I don't want to mention it, but people know what I'm talking about. But today, being a detribalized minister, he does not have such tribal and ethnic irredentism in him. He has opened up the place, and those of us from Rivers, Edo, Lagos, etc. can even aspire to work in FCT and even have contracts and do jobs there. It was not like that. It was an iron-cutting administration that was there before. That is why they are challenging him. But even when they started challenging, he now had to close their mouth with what is going on in Abuja. Development. Remote areas I saw before in Abuja that I was living, you know, but those areas that they told me that it has opened up and development has come, courtesy of this administration. So kudos to him.
Right.
It's a square peg in square hole, and we are happy with him. You know, God bless him all.
All right. Ndamzi, you wanted to say something?
Yes. In addition, the youths in Abuja are not left out.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. He has created a youth mandate where the youths can interface with the authorities in Abuja as a way of carrying everybody along. And the civil servants also are not left out. The FCT minister came in, and because he understands what Section 299 of the Constitution says, he has rejigged the Civil Service Commission in Abuja. It is on record that the FCT minister is the first FCT minister that have introduced permanent secretaries in the civil service in Abuja. So that has, you know, encouraged the civil servant. Like I know some friends who work with FCDA, we interacted the last time I visited, and one told me verbatim that, oh boy, that very soon he will be aspiring to be a PAMSEC. And who knows, like, you know, the FCT minister confirmed in his broadcast that one will soon retire. So you see, civil servants now have severance packages. They are happy. The youths are, you know, the youths are being carried along properly. Right. That has, you know, encouraged the security situation in Abuja.
Okay.
So we give kudos to him, and we also thank Mr. President for finding him worthy, you know, to serve as FCT minister.
All right.